In this essay, I'll be talking about Francis Bacon's famous essay of revenge. Francis Bacon's idea of revenge is quite contrary to our idea of revenge. In this essay, you will come across many ideas which are revolutionary as far as our basic instincts are concerned. Basic instincts, or you can say primal instincts. Our basic instincts, our primal instincts, we share with animals. What do animals want? They want to satisfy their appetite. They want to satisfy their hunger for procreation, to have sex, to quench our thirst, for protection, fear. So these are our primal instincts. But when somebody comes across ourselves, it is also seen in humans as well. Our primal instincts get better of us. And somebody says anything bad to us and we want to take revenge. We want to give it back to that person. But Francis Bacon is going to put some question mark on our idea of revenge. That is revenge is necessary? So let's begin this essay. Basic instincts force us to take revenge, to give it back to that person who betrayed us, who hurt us, or who made us feel unworthy. And why not? Because we think we did nothing to have treated like trash. Bacon admonishes this act of vengeance by calling it a wild justice. That is to say, it has got no place in our society. And that is to say, the idea of tit for tat has no place in a civilized society. It could be good for a jungle because we have nothing but animals. And animals don't care about civilization, but humans do. And Francis Bacon also says that the more this feeling of vengeance lurks inside a human, the quicker it needs to be eradicated by law. That is to say, it has got no place in a civilized society inside the head of civilized man. Now there comes a question, why? Why it needs to be eradicated? Why we cannot take justice into our own hands? So Bacon also gives this answer in his essay that the first offense in return of which you are taking a revenge only violates the law, only violates the rules and regulations established by the government. But the other one, in return, the revenge, puts the law out of office. It makes the law important. Somebody has done something wrong, it had just violated a law. But in return to that, which is done in full conscience, has put the law out of office. So the second act corrupts more than the previous one. So this needs to be kept in mind when we talk about not taking revenge. And further he says, definitely you take a revenge and you balance the situation and you become even with your enemy. But Bacon says when you pardon your enemy, you become superior to him. And the goal is to become superior, not even. So Bacon also quotes one of the famous biblical characters, the king of Israel, Solomon, that we become superior to our enemies when we do not take the offense personally. Because glorious people, the people who pardon their enemies, who do not take things previously, they have a certain kind of wisdom around them. That wisdom makes them utilize their whole energy into the present moment here and now. And they are consuming everything in the present moment, because energy can move only in one dimension. That cannot move backwards and front and in the middle. So it is going to make you feel disintegrated. And the only way you can feel integrated by investing all your energy into the present moment. And wise people know it. So they know where to use their energy. So that's what Francis Bacon is saying. That's why Francis Bacon doesn't want you to take a revenge, because you are wasting your energy. He also adds that the people who do wrong to you, somebody has done something wrong to you, and there has to be a reason behind it. Because mostly people don't do wrong because only for the wrong's sake. They don't do wrong things just because they want to do something wrong to anyone. So you came in the way, so they did to you. No, there has to be a reason. Maybe that person wants something. Maybe you are coming in the way of his profit. His who knows what. The bottom line is, Bacon says that person who did something wrong to you wanted something for himself. He loved himself more than you. So why should you hate a person for loving himself more than he did to you? So let's just pardon him. And there are other kinds of people. The rest, who are really bad people, who enjoy doing the bad things. So those are the people which are called by Francis Bacon thorns and briars. They can do nothing but scratch your skin. So you cannot expect a thorn to behave like a smooth flower that rubs on your skin and makes you feel very cozy and all. So let's not expect something unexpected from the thorn and briars. They can do nothing but harm you. So in both the cases, you should take things not very personally. But there is something which Francis Bacon wants to tell you. And what is that? Francis Bacon takes a moment to justify revenge, some kind of revenge, under some special conditions. For the wrong done to you, which a law cannot cover. For example, somebody lied to you, and you can never sue him for lying to you. Or somebody yelled at you, or somebody said something in a tone which was angry tone, and law cannot cover your loss to your self-respect. So as long as self-respects are not covered by law, you can take a revenge for the wrongs which are not covered by law. That's what Bacon says. But you have to keep in mind that in taking a revenge, you do not offend or violate a law. Why? Because if you violate a law in taking a revenge, then law will punish you and you do not become superior to your enemy. That's 2 for 1. You get punished by that enemy of yours and again by law. So this is definitely not a profitable venture. In this essay, you will get to know about 2 kinds of people who take revenge. First, they let other people know. They let their enemy know that who is taking revenge out of them. Why? Because the real pleasure is in making the person suffer for what he has done and make him aware of what he has done. So there is more pleasure in that. You just hit someone from the behind and the person never knows that why he is being beaten for. So the real pleasure is that you go for the tit for tat and you let the people know that this is you who is taking a revenge for that crime or for that wrong done to him. And the other is, and there are other kind of people. The first kind of people, Francis Bacon calls them generous. They have a really generous heart. But there are other kinds of people who are very crafty, who are base people, low people. The way they stab you in the back, it's the way of the arrows that fly in the dark. And this is what he has to talk about, these 2 kinds of people. Most of the time you will come across your friend who are going to betray you most than your enemies, because our friends are closer to us, they know our secrets and they are more qualified to do something wrong to us, because we are always conscious of our enemies. But our friends, we just trust them and trust them to no value, and that's when they stab us. And there are 2 people whom Bacon is going to quote here, that should you admonish your friends? Should you punish your friends for doing something wrong to you? So the first is, let me quote from the essay. He's going to first quote Cosimo de' Medici, Duke of Florence in the 16th century. He said that you can just let go of your enemies because it is their work, it is their profession to go against you. But your friends, you cannot pardon them, never. And the other person, Job from the Bible. Job was a very sage kind of character. And he says that we accept both good and bad from the God. We eventually accept everything from the good and from God. But can't we do the same with our friends? Can't we accept both good and bad from our friends and just admire them for that? Just like we admire God for them. Very interesting. But Bacon puts Joe's statement above Cosmos de Medici's. And further, Bacon ultimately wants you to pardon your enemies and your friends too. Because the person who keeps burning the desire to take a revenge always keeps his wounds green, which otherwise would heal. So Bacon doesn't like the idea of taking revenge. Bacon is a progressive person. He loves progressing and making other things progress. So Bacon doesn't want you to take a revenge. And further, the person who always think about taking a revenge keeps the wound open, as I already said. However, there are public revenges, the revenge taken for the welfare of people. Here he is quoting example from the past are justified. For example, Caesar, Pertinax, Henry III of France. And on the contrary, the revenge is taken on account of personal vendetta. Your personal, somebody just done something wrong to you. It's all personal. It is not for the welfare of public. So Bacon does not like that. He is going to admonish that fact that you are going to take a personal revenge. So personal vendettas are vicious, and these vindictive people live the life of witches, because witches can do no harm. I'm sorry, witches can only do harm, and that's what Francis Bacon has to say in this essay. So I hope you like this essay. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and put down your comments in the comment section. It will help me. Thank you so much, and have a great day.